Talkway Show. Yes, the TV Talkway Show is where we get to have these conversations and just really have a heart-to-heart talk about what is going on around us, stories, and yes, today we're going to be having another conversation today again. Okay. Welcome once again. It's nice to have you on program, the program. And I do have here with me Mr. Zion Adeboye. He's here with me again today. One of my special guests, and he's going to be throwing some more light on what happened. We're going to be talking about the Nigerian presidential elections, the 2023, the hotly contested and the hotly anticipated 2023 presidential election that went down this past Saturday. And a lot has happened since then, a lot of debates, a lot of Nigerians are complaining. We have different sides of the story that are coming up. People are saying that the votes were rigged. People are saying that the votes did not count. And unfortunately, as you can see, that at the during elections, there was violence, and we did pray for violence not to go down, but unfortunately, it still happened. Unfortunately, there was violence. We're going to be taking a look at some of the clips from the election and what happened. And then we're going to also want you to go ahead and also share your thoughts about what you feel. Do you feel that the Nigerian presidential elections that took place in Saturday was just, or do you think it was unjust? We're going to be throwing out these questions to you as well for you to be able to chime in, share your thoughts, your opinions. What are your thoughts? What are your feelings? How do you feel at this present time about the elections that took place on Saturday? Before I go ahead, I just want to go ahead and introduce my guest one more time, properly this time. I want to introduce Mr. Zion Adeboye. He is the CEO of Dream City African Network, a former cutting-edge real estate company in Nigeria, a company that has a vision 20,000 to empower 20,000 people to be able to own their own real estate. Welcome once again, Mr. Zion.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you so much for joining me today. We do appreciate you. Now, before we go ahead, I just want to go ahead and play a clip from the elections so you can see yourself several clips that have emerged together showing what really happened during the elections. Unfortunately, there was violence. There was even a lady that was stabbed in her face. Despite that, she still went ahead to vote regardless, even though she was treated in blood, she went ahead to vote for her candidate of choice. Let's go ahead and play the clip, and we'll come back and talk about this in detail.
43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62. Labour Party 62.
No be choice. Wetin happen here now? Wetin happen here now? Wetin happen here now?
We no go gree. We have to be honest with each other. We have to be I want to go. I don't vote, I don't vote, I don't vote, oh, I don't vote. If I don't vote, who else will vote for Obi? They play.
Earlier on in the morning, around 11:50 a.m., while I was on Instagram Live, a couple thugs came. They were snatching phones and beating people at my polling unit. They snatched my phone, but I was able to get it back. That is the phone I'm using to do this video now. They destroyed a couple of ballot boxes before the military eventually arrived. The military were able to restore peace, and then we were able to vote. I just have a question. Maybe they say structure. They have the structure. They have all the structures in the world when it comes to political stuffs. What then happened? Why did you send your thugs? Labour won presidential, PDP won senatorial and House of Rep. I think Labour had like 100 and something votes, while the next was APC with like 30 votes in my polling unit. We voted, we stayed, waited for them to count the votes before we left. Let me know the situation report in your area. Ikate, Owa.
Because me, I would prefer make you go, make government see am. You understand? But I want to stop the bleeding before your husband will carry you. Because the evidence will be there. So I just want to stop the bleeding. Not to say I no go feed you am. I want to go round.
All right, so that is just a snippet of what happened during the elections. That's just a small part, just the iceberg out of what happened during the elections. And if you can see Mrs. Zion, you can see the lady that was wounded during the elections. You can see how badly she was injured in her face. And guess what? Even after she got that treatment, she still went back to the polling unit to vote for her candidate of choice. Take a look at the presidential elections that took place this past Saturday. What are your thoughts generally about how it all went?
Thank you so much for having me once again. I think we are still very far from where we are supposed to be right now. I think we're still very far. Still very, very far. Looking at where we want this nation to be, we're still very far. And it's very, very unfortunate that we're still at this spot. After many, many years of democracy, independent precisely. And apart from, of course, we've been practicing democracy for many years, and we're still right here struggling to have a free and fair election in Nigeria.
Do you think the elections were, if you take an overview of the elections, do you think the elections were just? Do you think they were done fairly? We always talk about elections being fair, free, fair, credible, and transparent. What would you say if you were to judge the elections that happened on Saturday? Would you say that those elections were free, fair, credible, and transparent?
To give an honest answer to that, I don't see anything that is free and fair about the election, honestly. Now, we find ourselves in a society where the issue of Godfather, this cabal thing is still really existing, and with that, I doubt if we can have a free and fair election in this country. Because this issue of Godfather, people looking up to people, there's nothing wrong about looking up to people. But where we have a situation whereby we are looking up to leaders that are very wicked. Looking up to leaders that are very wicked, is something that is the order of the day in Nigeria. Because our present leaders right now, they are very, very wicked. Very, very wicked. That's the only way I can describe them. And they have taken over everything, and they still want to remain in power, and they want to control everything. They want everything to go the way they went. You're talking about a nation where we have 200 million citizens, and some set of people just want to be controlled over 2 million people. This is what I'm trying to say. If we have less than 1,000 people that want to be creating rules and laws for over 200 million people, that would be a very serious, not even that would be, that is a serious problem we need to tackle. Because even
Right.
if you look at the states, the way they operate, many states in Nigeria, the local government, we have a local government that is handicapped. In fact, sometimes they don't do election in so many local governments in Nigeria. The governors control everything. So, well, in democracy that we're supposed to have a federal government, state government, and the local government. So the local government of many states they are absolutely handicapped. So I don't know how the election want to be free and fair. So I don't know how we're going to work that out. But honestly, with the last election, to give you a simple answer is that was, what I can call a kind of, there was this popular saying from Atiku Abubakar. He said it was that they raped them of the election. That was his
Right.
word.
Mm.
That was his word.
Yes. Now you're mentioning Atiku Abubakar, was also a presidential candidate. He said some things actually because they held a press conference recently, and they talked about, of course, what you said, how it was like a rape of the mandate that they were supposed to have been able to win as a result of the election. Also talked about the fact that we're willing to collaborate with Peter Obi, another presidential candidate, to see how they can dialogue. And let me just go ahead and just read what he said. He said, "So far as I am concerned, Peter is welcome to dialogue with the PDP. We're ready to dialogue with him. I don't think we'll have a problem if he wants to dialogue with the PDP, whether for alliance or not." Now, I watched the press conference that Peter Obi did. I believe that was yesterday or so, and he was asked the question whether he was going to be willing to dialogue with the PDP this time. Since they were both have been very vocal so far about how they were robbed of the actual results of the election, robbed of the real results of the election. What are your thoughts about this? Do you think there should be a dialogue between the Labour Party of Peter Obi and the PDP of Atiku?
First of all, there are two separate parties. PDP and the Labour Party. Now, I don't see the reason why they need to do any dialogue. I don't see. I would say that the PDP probably they are also coming up with their strategies of trying to buying people.
Right.
What I feel, because I don't see any reason why they have to be. They don't have the same ideology.
Hmm.
They don't have the same goal. They don't have the same, plans for the nation. They have different plans for the nation. So they don't need to have anything in common together. They don't have to come together. Let PDP, if they need to sue or they have to do anything, let them go on their own. Let Labour Party, let them, uh, how do I put it? Let them file a suit. So there will be no the situation whereby the two parties will be coming together. There's no need for that. The point is that Peter Obi said is very
Yes, I think we lost connection there. We should be able to get Mr. Zion back online very soon. In the meantime, I'm just going to go ahead and play a clip from the press conference. Can you, welcome back, welcome back. Please go ahead.
um,
Yes, I think we still have
thank you,
problems
thank
there.
you. I was
Okay,
talking
go ahead,
about
please.
Peter Obi saying, yeah, he said he believed that he won the election. So let him face it. Let him
Mm-hmm.
face it. There's no need to be, bringing in other powers that would mess everything up.
Mm.
So, and I also believe,
Yes.
and I also feel that from what I can, what we saw,
Mm.
not just on social media, but from people around us, from their opinion and what we can see. First of all, the election was not free and fair. One, two, we see a situation of, let me put it this way, it was in the past. We saw many situations where people were, showing their centers. On TikTok, on Twitter, on Instagram, they were showing us live what was happening
Mm.
at each of their center, their polling units, and all the ones that I saw personally. I noticed that Peter Obi was, won almost all the polling units that I saw by
Mm-hmm.
myself. I can't speak for, I cannot be speaking for ABCD, but I can speak for
No.
myself. So there was no video or TikTok video or YouTube video or whatsoever, any of the social media platform where anybody come out. Of course, there might be video. Sorry about that.
No, it's okay.
Uh,
Please go ahead.
all the videos that I watched, that I saw, Labour Party won, cleared almost all the polling units.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yes, with a flawless. It was a flawless victory. Where we have 200, 180 to 30, 140 to 40, 30, 300 to maybe 80, 70. With other party, that's a very clear evidence
Mm.
that there's more to the last election. I mean, that took place in Nigeria. There's more to it. They really need to. If I were to be the INEC chairman, I would have delayed the result. I would have delayed the announcement, the declaration. I would have said, okay, let's give us like 10 more days. Let
Right.
us invest. We should investigate, all this social media thing, so many rumors and all that. We should really look critically into it before coming up to now announce that this person is the winner. I don't have any problem with, any aspirant. They are all Nigerian citizens. I love Nigerians.
Mm-hmm.
So regardless of APC leadership, maybe it's bad or good or blah blah blah. The most important thing is a free and fair election is very important.
Yes.
Very very important. It's a
What would
necessity for a nation.
right? Mhm. Yes. What would you have to say about the attitude of INEC towards the outcry of Nigerians saying that, for example, the machines, the BVAS machines, there were a lot of complaints about those machines not working at some polling units. There were complaints that the officers there at the polling units in charge of voting were reluctant to upload the actual results to using the BVAS machine to the central portal. I saw a couple of videos about people saying that those polling or voting officers or those in charge of put in place by INEC to help to, coordinate the voting were refusing to upload the results. So there were cases of that. There were also cases of course, we saw videos of thugs snatching ballot boxes, scattering the ballot papers, throwing them on the floor. There were cases of um, voters being manhandled and being beaten up. The case of the woman that was actually stabbed with a bottle, and so many there were rampant cases, so many different situations that raised causes of for concern. So, what would you say the attitude of Anik was towards all these allegations? And when you see all these allegations being made, was it proper for INEC to still go ahead and release the results, or what do you think should have been done in that situation? Yeah, hello, Mrs. Zion, can you hear me? Okay. So in the meantime, while we're trying to get, I think we have some network issues. Just go ahead and play this clip. There's this clip by, from the presidential conference. There was a conference was done, the press conference done regarding the presidential elections. This was the press conference that was held by Peter Obi to share his thoughts about what happened and the way forward. All right. So stay tuned and I will be right back.
Just this morning, I went somewhere with the chairman, and a young lady was to boil water for me to make tea. I said, I will do it. He said she will do it. She was excited to do it. She was worried, and she said to me, she was almost in tears that I lost the election. And I said, so what's your name? She said she's this. Call that name. I said, so who are you? She said she was from Nasarawa. So I said, where do you go to school? She said she went to University of Nasarawa. I said, so what do you do? She said she has no job. She graduated since 2018. I said, so what are you trying to do? She told me she's learned how to do baking. So why are you not baking instead of being here to do this? She said she doesn't have 75,000 naira to buy an oven.
Okay, so many people at the back there. So what I'm going to do is...
That's the life you get in Nigeria every day. People who don't have money to buy an oven.
Yes, right there you can see the emotional outburst by Mr. Peter Obi regarding the story he shared about the lady who was a graduate but didn't have 75,000 naira to buy an oven. She couldn't get a job and she was learning how to bake, but she needed to be able to buy an oven for her to be able to establish her business in baking, but she didn't have the money to do so. You can see the emotional outburst from Mr. Peter Obi there. Yes, we're still going to have Mr. Zion back online as soon as he's able to get through. But in the meantime, what are your thoughts about the elections that took place on Saturday? What are your thoughts? A lot of outcries have been made on social media about the elections. It seems like a lot of people are not happy with the results. We do have a lot of reactions from people, and I'm just going to go ahead and just read out a couple of the comments that I have here from people that are not too satisfied with the results of the Nigerian presidential elections that took place on Saturday. Okay, so let's go ahead and read some tweets here. And I'm going to go ahead and read it out. Let's see. All right. So I have a tweet here from Patricia Dan, and she says, INEC official who refused to upload election results from a polling unit in the Lukmuju area of Lagos State, she first insisted on not uploading before saying she was to do the upload at the police station. She went on to reveal that her boss asked her not to upload the results to INEC. This is just one that had so many tweets from people talking about the things that took place at their polling units. Let's take a look at another one here. Let's see. This is coming from, let's see here. All right, so we have another tweet here. This is actually a very recent event, and this is coming from at OG Ugo underscore Nwa saying UK-based Nigerians chanting "Give us Obi" outside the Nigerian embassy in London. And we know who we voted for. Many of our people traveled to Nigeria to cast their votes. Denying them their choice is not acceptable. Yes. So, yes, I did come across a couple of tweets about some Nigerians who said they came all the way from possibly the UK, the US, just to go to Nigeria to vote for their candidate of choice. Yeah. So, there's still a lot of tweets running agog on social media, people sharing the reactions of what they feel. What do you feel about the presidential elections that took place this past Saturday? Do you think it was unjust or not? We'd like to hear from you. We'd like to hear from you. All right, I'm going to bring back Mr. Zion back on the line right now. Yes, he's going to go ahead and talk more about the state of the country right now, Nigeria. What people are saying right now. What are the feelings of Nigerians? What is their state of mind at this point in time? Are they happy about the results of the election, announcing President-elect Bola Tinubu as the winner of the results of the elections that took place, or are they not? Would like to hear from you. So I'm just going to go ahead and bring Mr. Zion back on the line. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and play the clip back so you can listen and watch what happened during the presidential elections on Saturday. Stay tuned.
Forty-one, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62. Labour Party 62.
No be try. Wetin happen here now? Wetin happen here now? Wetin happen here now?
We no go gree.
Want to do. I don't vote, I don't vote, I don't vote, oh, I don't vote. If I don't vote, who else will vote for Obi? They play.
Earlier on in the morning, around 11:50 a.m., while I was on Instagram Live, a couple thugs came. They were snatching phones and beating people at my polling unit. They snatched my phone, but I was able to get it back. That is the phone I'm using to do this video now. They destroyed a couple of ballot boxes before the military eventually arrived. The military were able to restore peace, and then we were able to vote. I just have a question. Should they say structure? They have the structure. They have all the structures in the world when it comes to political stuffs. Why did you send your thugs? Labour won presidential, PDP won senatorial and House of Rep. I think Labour had like 100 and something votes, PC with like 30 votes in my polling unit. We voted, waited for them to count the votes before we left. Let me know the situation report in your area. Ikate, Owa.
Me, I would prefer make you go, make government see am. You understand? But I want to stop the bleeding before your husband will carry you, because the evidence will be there. So I just want to stop the bleeding. Not be say I no go fit do am. I want make go round.
If he takes it away, you won't be here. You know.
So what will be the very first thing you do if you become president?
They don't use their phone now for everything now. Why? First person I'll do.
The very first thing you would do if elected president.
Thank God. And care for the people.
What about otherwise?
Nah, well, it's by His grace.
Would you be willing to work with any other person if you're not elected president?
No, that won't come. But I'm not looking for a job. I'm a very contented person. You know, I just want to serve the people. I want to show compassion. I want to love them. I want to help the poor people out of poverty. My joy is in helping people, in living with people. You know, that's it. Those who were here when I was governor, any of you was there when I was governor. I was. This is my friend, I can tell you. When I was governor, he's a journalist. He was my friend. And he remained my friend. He can come to my house because I'm governor because God wanted me to be governor. Just like he wanted other people to live like this. So that's what I said. I'm happy. My mother's my brothers and everybody. Comfortably. Anytime you're here, if you want to visit me.
All right. Welcome back, Mr. Zion, to the show. So, yes, what would you say is this position of the attitude of Peter Obi? You were able to watch that there when he was being asked about what he will do if he wins the presidential election. What would you say of the character of Mr. Peter Obi?
I think with the present state of the nation right now, we need people like that in the position of leadership. People like Peter Obi, if you look at his attitude, you know, very humble, and you know, I can go on and on because from his manifestos and, you know, campaigning and all that, you know, he said so many things that you can easily know that this is who this person is. You don't need to get very close to him before you can. He's someone you can know from a distance. You can know, you know, when someone keep on repeating the same thing, you can easily see it in his face, that every word that come out from his mouth, you know, are coming from his heart. And of course, he you know, from that video clip, like what we just watched right now, you know, he mentioned it again that when I was the governor, you know, he said it, that my friend is still my friend, that he doesn't see that position as a place where, you know, he said, you know, he said it all. That my friend is still my friend. What he's trying to say is that he's still Peter Obi. He's just positioned there for, you know, for a purpose. That God just positioned him there. So I think that is the kind of character, I mean, that we need in the position of leadership in Nigeria. So what I will say is that, as far as I'm concerned, I feel that Peter Obi should have been, or let me say, Nigerians voted for Peter Obi. That is very obvious. I can say that, and I can say it over and over again. Nigerians embrace, they voted for Peter Obi. It was people's choice. I mean, even up to now, even with the declaration of APC leadership, the people, I mean, people generally are still embracing him as their president. So, I just hope there will be no war in this nation, because we don't know what is going on the background. We can't say what is going on right now.
Right.
I hope that there will be no war. You can see the way I'm even, if you can see my flow, it's a very sensitive topic. And as I'm speaking right now, I'm speaking to the whole world. So, we have to choose our words, and we have to also make sure that what we're saying is the truth. We cannot, I cannot compromise. I just have to, if we are talking about free and fair election, and we're coming up live on a very reputable program like this, we have to make sure that everything we're saying is the truth. So I just pray that there will be no war in Nigeria, because we have so many Nigerians that voted for Peter Obi.
Yes, we pray so. We pray for peace, and we pray that peace shall reign in Nigeria. Like I said, it's a very sensitive time right now. A lot of a lot of people's emotions are really, we have people that are for and against. We have those who are pro, and we have some people that are against, um, the election results. So we just have to pray for peace to reign, despite it all. Well, I want to thank you for being on the program with me today, Mrs. Aina Dewoy. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up right now on the program. Thank you so much for joining me on the program. Once again, Mrs. Aina Dewoy is the CEO of Dreams Africa Network, a farmers-to real estate company, um, with a vision to empower 20,000 people to be able to own their own real estate. Thank you so much for the program. Till next
Thank you
time
for having
on the Timmy Tokwe Show. Let's pray for peace to
you.
reign in Nigeria. That is what we want as Nigerians. That is what we want. We don't want crisis to break out. We want peace to reign. We don't want any war. Till then, thanks so much for being with us today, and do have a great day. All right, and thank you once again, Mrs. Zion, for being on the program today.
Thank you.
All right, bye bye.